to Genfanad. It is time to train some combat. Specifically melee, because no real input costs and all that. We are level 10 still, so we want to be fighting level 10 enemies at least. Technically, we could get a little bit of bonus experience for fighting higher level things, but then you're fighting higher level things and they're stronger and they do more damage and such and such. And so, we're just going to keep sticking to giant rats for now. They are level 10, and that is just what we need. There are a few different places we can fight giant rats. First up, I'm going to climb into this outhouse and climb down the ladder into the sewers. Oh boy. There are a few giant rats in the sewers here. Only a few though. We'll see if this is a good enough spot for training. We've got our lean rat and potato, which heals very nicely. We will see if we take a little bit of damage, we can continue fighting. So far we're not taking much damage, which is nice. Getting some bones, which we can bury. Get some piety XP, as helpful as that is. Looks like it just spawned pretty quickly there. This could be a good spot. We are doing very nicely as far as combat is concerned here. Not taking much damage, doing some damage. And the experience we're getting is 45, 49.5, 16.5. That's pretty good. That's the base amount of experience for fighting the giant rats, because we are at the same level. We're getting that much experience per, working towards 11 strength. That's gonna be at least a few more rats. Not a huge amount though, very doable. And I kinda want to use up my lean food before getting another strength level here. Just because it heals the most for right now. If we're going to be killing this many rats before we even get to that point, it might take a little longer than I would have possibly hoped. But honestly, it's fine too. 900 more XP, like 50 experience per. That's really only like 18 more rats. And we're barely taking damage. I guess our high quality armor is really putting in the work here. Got 64 armor. Very good. Getting some extra stats from the amulet. Power, just power, I think. So far, we're barely even using any food at all. My goodness. And we're here at the rats because they drop rat. And we can take that rat and turn it into more rat and potato platters. We are currently very, very positive on the rat at this point. Getting a lot more than we're using. Assuming we even use any at this rate. Our natural health regen is basically doing all the work. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Keep burying the bones, because eventually they'll be useful. Eventually. Maybe. Don't use it on it. That's not quite right. Oh, we took another 1 damage. Oh no. Yeah, we'll be able to put a lot of this back in the bank, actually. At the rate things are going, we're going to be speeding through the levels here. So I'm not too worried about getting the strength level here. There is still the question if strength is actually worth training yet. Because, yeah, it gives the ability to heal more from lean food. What's the damage calculation looking like? Eh. I'm not too bothered either way. This is a great spot for training right now. So I think this is going to work very well. And we're not going to butcher the rats just yet. Mostly because that would take up more inventory spaces. If we did that, we would then have the different qualities of rat meat. I guess that would only be one more space. That'd be fine. Or, no, it'd be 3 more spaces. It'd be lean rat meat, and fatty rat meat. For a net gain of 2 used bank slots. So we will worry about that later when we feel like making more rat dishes. Although it's looking like we're not going to have a huge number of additional rat dishes here. If we're going to be getting level 11 strength here, that should be putting us up to level 11. And then we'll want to potentially move on to something else. There is a whole bestiary over in the old wiki. And my goodness, they did add quite a few new things in the teens for levels. Well, 11 and 10 and 11 really is not teens. That's the name is in the number there. There's also plenty of things at 12. So we're getting closer to having way more options. But for the time being, I really want to get something out of my combat, even if it might not technically still be the fastest. So that's why we are sticking with rats. Level 11 might not be a great level for things. Just looking ahead here. We might be in a situation where it's more worth it to just stay at rats. Like, literally right here. Until we get to level 12. We'll go check it out, though. We'll go check everything out. At least get a few kills on the new enemies. See what we're working with. And it also depends exactly how much the experience drops. It's like 5% or something like that. Still not great, by any means. They don't seem super aggressive. That's okay. We hit a 7. That's very good. With just our regular old high quality bronze short sword. Very good. And we're very close to strength level here. Yeah, this was very doable. XP rates have been tweaked over time here. Makes it more reasonable to get up to higher level combat, fight higher level things and all that. Still not really foraging though. Foraging is still a situation. We're getting there. We're getting there. Either way, there is level 11. Level 11 strength, which is melee level 11. It's just your melee levels divided by 3. Or possibly not defense. I don't know. There's 2 different combat levels, depending on whether you're wielding a melee weapon or a ranged weapon. It's a whole thing. Put away my rats. We got 25 more departed rats. Fantastic. And now, level 11. Got two choices. Royal Slimes or baby water elementals. The Royal Slimes are out over in Coston Ridge at the slime farm. And they drop some stuff. It's a little bit out of the way. That's for sure. What are we thinking? I don't think we can really do anything with their main drops. So maybe not. And then maybe water elementals. Well, let's go check out the Royal Slimes. Trying to get a few drops there. See what we're working with. I guess we can switch our combat style to attack, I guess. We don't really want to go controlled, because that would just keep our defense and strength at the same level constantly. And that would mean, also means we get less value out of these lean foods now. So we should put those away. Definitely more strategy to be had with this. Food situation. Put all those away. Those over in the not ideal right now corner. And grab out some regular rotted potato. Okay. We'll go fight at least a few. Probably could check what the experience at the rats is now. Just to get an idea of what we're working with. Giant rats have 12 health. And before it was 49.5 XP. Let's see what we get here. This will be useful for informing how much more XP the level 11 enemies will give. Comparatively, at least. So, one rat for 44.5. So we lost 5 experience. That's a lot more than 5%. That's basically 10%. So 10% less experience at the rats, but then we get the rats, which does have its benefits. So let's head over to the Royal Slimes. Ultimately, I don't see it most likely being worth it. Just because of the drops that we get at the rats here. We do need to potentially focus on enemies that drop the cards in order to get some magicness going. Fist and water, fist and air, fist and rock, fist and fire. Water, rock, technology and air, water, rock and fire. Yeah, if we get some more water, probably gonna get water from the baby water elementals. That'd make a lot of sense. One thing at a time, though. And the first thing at the time is managing to get into Coston Ridge here, which is always a danger and a hassle. Just need to be aware of everything. Oh, there's somebody in there fighting level 27 skeleton. They're level 24. They probably should still be careful of the rabbits, though. They are deadly. They're level 37. Combat levels is definitely a thing out here. Oh boy, the rabbits are coming. Yeah, they really need to clear this path a bit more. Easier said than done with those rabbits, though. So we can't exactly blame them. Alright. So we just keep going a bit to the east here. And we can make our way to where we're going. Here's a road sign. Points every way. It's really convenient. Very cool. Right here. Bowstring. Don't really need a bowstring. And wasn't there a poison crocodile along the road here somewhere? Probably should watch out for that. Is it in that house right there? There's one. Oh, that's a cat. So the poison crocodile's right there. Let's avoid that. Also try to avoid the ghost, preferably. Oh, there's a rat. I'll take that. Yoink. That'll do nicely in my bank. Very convenient. Very cool. Who needs combat? We can just pick up your butchery targets off the ground. What a reasonable idea. And not at all unsanitary. My goodness. Cross this bridge when we come to it. There we go. Basically, straight up north from here. It really is fairly dangerous out here in Costin Ridge. But we are after level appropriate encounters. If we can help it. We should be fine. Yep, some corn. Amazing that anything grows out here. We got a creepy farmer over there with their handful of wheat. It's definitely a situation. What you really want to be farming is slimes. Right over here. Royal slime. A monarch among slime kind. Smells like old cheese. Fantastic. Well, let's fight that cheese. See what we're working with here. The rats were giving us 44.5 XP. And these are also aggressive, so that's the same too. 52.5. So, a little bit more. We get Deceased Royal Slime, which we can't actually do anything with. I think that was just for the quest where we came here before. And we get Blue Slime, which isn't useful either, really. You can sell it for like 1 coin. It's definitely not particularly good. Probably not even really worth picking up, honestly. Just drop all that. Yeah. Do we know? Yeah, the Deceased Royal Slime is just a quest item, so it's not even sellable to a shop. So we go from a 100% drop of something that's actually really useful to 100% drops of not really good at all. They do have other drops here, but they're the most common of their other drops is uncommon, of like a few coins or an arrow or some marbles. And then there's rare drops of wind and fist cards. That's rare. Really doesn't seem too worth it at all. We got 1 arrow there. Yeah. The experience is slightly more, but overall, I'd say probably not worth it. Let's get rid of this guy outside, who doesn't bother anyone trying to pass up the funicular lift here. Okay. Well, we got an arrow out of it, so I guess that's something. Not really. It's really not really something. It's not much. Yeah. Okay. Let's get out of here. Really depended on if it was actually fairly common. That many slimes for a singular arrow? Not too good. Not too good. The water elementals might be better though. As the name implies, water elementals drop a bunch of water cards. And that is what we need for this hydration ritual. So we could be able to train with that effectively. There's sorcery, and then there's evocation. So we need more of the fist cards for any of those. But for the rituals, hydration is good to go. Extract an ore could also be nice. Tree, soften clay with the water. That could speed up the process a bit. Oh, the poison crocodile's right there. And heated extraction to get an iron bar. That could be really useful. See if we can pick up another rat on our way back here at least. That'd be something. Kinda need to find potentially a low-level monster that drops a bunch of fist cards. Looks like the rat's not back yet either. This is where it was? No, I think it was later. Yeah, whatever. We will see if we see it. We're taking the same path back here. Oh, was it in there? That was just the bowstring. Yeah, whatever. Even that was already a huge amount of an attack level. So, no matter what we do, we're going to end up getting some levels here. Not even a problem. Honestly, in the amount of time that we spent running over here to look at the slimes, could have just kept on fighting rats and been better off in every way anyways. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. And we got some dew from him. And we need to cross this field of death again. Oh, that rabbit's right there. Squeeze past the rabbits, everything's okay. Oh, it's a big if. It's a no. Dead. Ah. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Need to find a more good route past those rabbits. Sometimes we can squeeze in on the side there. Sometimes we really just can't. It's a problem. It's a problem. The real question is, why do we even bother bringing food when we just die immediately? That's another thing. Get more vitality experience here. Oh, that'll be very nice. Almost to 15. So things would need to hit 5s 3 times in order to kill us without us being able to do anything about it. Yeah, getting that level up is going to be super, super useful. For sure. Alright, we're gonna go and try to get our food back there though. Because that was a lot of very high quality rat. I mean, it was low quality rat actually, so not very high quality at all. But that's okay. I still want it. And the water elementals are right over here. They're to the north. North of plenty. So a little bit further from the bank than the rats. But with how many enemies we can kill, and probably not picking up most of their unstacking drops, we could probably make the trips last a pretty decent time. Let me take a look at how many water and fist cards we have. Because that could also be useful information. Definitely Low on sorcery. Yeah, that needs a lot of water cards at level 1. I don't think that we really need to worry too much about magic yet. We got a lot of water cards and some fist cards. That's okay. Let's get a health back up here. Almost choke on the bone again. Ah, what? I thought that was only because of the lean ones. I guess that's just how we try to eat the rat and potato platter. We're just constantly choking on bones, and it heals some health. So that means it heals the normal amount of health. Doesn't heal more than expected, because it's just a normal platter, given a normal amount of healing. Everything's normal, nothing's crazy. Nothing weird going on over here. Except for these rabbits that keep murdering us. That's a little weird. That's okay. Things, in fact, could be worse. Especially with the drop mechanics. Being able to keep our equipment and stuff. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Pretty great. See if the rabbits have moved over slightly. We'll go grab our food and bones. Go bury ourselves after our untimely demise. Just a stack of rat and potato platters. The rabbits are gung-ho to murder us, but they're not even interested in our delicious, delicious rat and potato platters. They're just in it for the violence, I guess. They're just in it for the violence. Let's get out of here. And go fight some water elementals. Running in, ready to fight. Yeah, as long as you don't go near the rabbits, everything's much, much better here. These skeletons are level 36 though. Also dangerous. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We buried our own bones for some piety XP. So that's good too. I don't think the water elementals are going to drop bones. They are made of water. They drop water cards. That's their main claim to fame. Let's get over that way. I think we have arrows in the bank. Not that we do a lot of archery. Range is only level 6. Maybe sometime. Maybe sometime. We also have a whole bunch of like bronze bars we could technically turn into arrowheads. But that gives you a lot less experience. And then you just use all the arrows up. It's not even that much better. Yeah, we got plenty of regular old wooden arrows. So that's okay. Just play it away. Okay. Let's go fight some water elementals. Since they're made of water, it'll be interesting to see how our accuracy is. Just whacking some water with a sword typically doesn't do too much. We will also have to consider that. Even if they are better experience, we might end up getting less experience because of not hitting. Although we also are moving quickly towards having another attack level, where we should be able to wield a new weapon. So that could be good. I don't think we're going to move up to anything level 12 just yet. Just because higher level stuff and all that. So it's either going to be water elementals here or back to rats, which is fine too. Yeah, level 12 we'd be able to wield the bronze mace. And the water elementals are also aggressive. Okay. Let's see what experience we're getting here. I guess we also have to technically account for the amount of health they have. The XP we're getting is 55.5. And we get some water cards. Having a nice supply of water cards could be pretty good. Let's see if we can do some fighting here. We're a little spread out. That's okay. They come to us in their aggressive nature, I suppose. Yeah, just a bunch of water cards. That's already pretty good. Going to want those in the future and all that. Head to the north here. 3 more? So like 6 spawns or something? That's not bad. I could probably work with this. Do we want more rat? We got a decent amount of rat already. I guess it really depends. Water cards are going to be useful. And it's not like we're taking a huge amount of damage to use up any of our food at this point anyways. So, maybe maybe this will just last for a while and we'll be just fine. I dropped a jug of water. Not as excited about that. Could technically go sell that for like 1 coin or something. Definitely not anything crazy. Or we could just keep it as a jug, but we already have jugs. Don't really need more. We're doing fine. There's some soft clay though. I'll take that. Save me a little bit of time. Be able to turn that into a plate at some point. So that could be good. Because we do use some of the plates up when we failed to make our foods. So, more plates. A solid choice. Saves us having to do the mining and then the jug on the ore. Get the water, all that. An anchovy? Eh. Not very useful. Could technically sell it. But besides that, not really what we need. So, we could just do the water elementals for all 11. Get a nice big supply of water cards. That'd probably be fine. So let us do that, I guess. That one didn't even drop anything. Wild. I guess the water cards are just a common drop, not an always. That's okay. Here comes another guy. If there was more of them, it would definitely be less awkward walking between everything. But this is fine. And we're not taking, like, any damage. So, that's good too. So let's get some levels here. And this will be the kill for 15 vitality. Brilliant. Technically, we're still not safe from enemies that can hit 5s, but a better chance at survival, at least. So, that's something. We're almost to the point where we might want to consider eating a piece of food. That's just how we're going so far. Got an entire, like, half of a attack level here. Just a few more kills. Also got some fist cards. That was a good drop. A little bit rarer. That's okay. Make a few more spell casts available, I suppose. Yeah, we've only taken a few damage. I think we don't need to get hundreds and hundreds more rats right now. And there is level 12 attack. Perfect. Let's go and get our new weapon that we already made. because we had all of the bronze, and hey, might as well. For level 12 attack. We'll see how it compares. Seems like it's going to be pretty similar. Our high quality bronze short sword was level 11 attack requirement, 14 aim, 14 power. That's pretty good. That's what it says on the wiki there. Wow. If we inspect the amulet here, it's 5 power. Yeah, 5 power is pretty good too. Could try to get an upgrade to the amulet. Try to get some higher quality silver. Maybe even make it a +1 or +2. We have a decent amount of aquamarines. So that could be okay. So this was 14/14 on the sword. We head on in here and examine our mace. It's 13/16. So it's got 1 less aim, but 2 more power. For a total stats of 1 additional stat. I think we will take that. And there was some talk of potentially adding in attack styles being useful, like crush and stab and everything. We'll keep the sword for now, just in case that still is useful in the future. And it's high quality, so might as well. Now let's check out what our mace looks like. What are we thinking? Ooh. It's not very large for a mace. That's okay. What matters is that it bonks. And it should bonk very well. Let's switch over to... Switch to defensive first here. Try to get some... We still have plenty of the lean food. Let's go... If we go aggressive first, that'll get us into the fatty food. It's unlikely we're going to use very many of these at all. Give me some fatty in case we get to that level. And store the clay. We can use that. We'll keep the cards so we can look at them as we continue. So with these until we get a higher... These until we get a strength level. And then these afterwards. But yeah. With the amount of experience we're getting here, I don't expect this to be a huge problem. And then we'll be level 12. That could be something else entirely. The faster experience is definitely helping this process. We'll be able to do more combat training in the future. Should not even be a huge thing. But first, let's see how our new mace performs. It's going to be slightly less accurate, but a little bit more powerful. How much 1 aim and 2 power is worth? Hard to say. Functionally, we were barely taking damage and doing well enough. So, whatever we do, we're probably just going to be fine. Let's see how our mace swings here. Probably about the same as everything else. Probably about the same. And we're fighting baby water elementals. The adult ones, not yet. Yeah, get enough speed with that mace head and do a bit of damage. Definitely not a crazy large mace. That's only a level 12 weapon, so that's okay. Alright. So I'm going to smack some water with a mace. Does crushing them do better? Probably not. maybe it does. Again, I don't think that's actually a thing yet, so I think we're just fine with whatever we use at this point. Now, how much experience we need for a vitality level? A lot more. We're getting significantly less vitality experience than base combat. So, gonna be a little bit before we get to 16. That's okay. Yeah, with how small the difference in stats between these two weapons were, we're not likely to see a huge difference. Potentially we might be able to hit a higher number. But overall, this will be just fine. And we'll get even more water cards. Fantastic. And here we come for level 12 strength. And almost as if by magic, the fatty rat and potato platters went from healing 3, 5, 7 up to 5, 7, 9. So these right here will heal 7 now. And we don't have 7 health to heal, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, now the fatty is better because our strength is higher than defense. So that's great. Really are going to get a lot of mileage out of the food we've made here. Because we are taking very little damage in our beautiful high quality bronze chain set here. Might end up taking more damage if we continue on to a two-handed weapon. But overall, I'd say it's going pretty well. Might even need to bank because of all this soft clay we're getting. Which I say is probably worth banking. Saves us having to mine it and then get it wet. All that. Yeah, we might get to a point here where we eat a singular fatty rat and potato platter. Maybe to at least get one more inventory space, to get one more final clay. Because we are not done just yet. Need to get defense. And then that should be enough for another melee level. Total combat business. And I think we're just gonna stay here. Getting all these water cards will be nice. And it's not like we need any more food right now. So, getting more rats or anything wouldn't be too beneficial. So I'm just going to keep at it. And just like that, we get 12 defense. And now the fatty rat and potato is back to being nerfed. It's not really nerfed, it's just not good. And the lean isn't better either, since they are equal. We did not end up eating a single piece of food there. I guess we'll just save them all for later. They do heal quite a bit, so using them when we only have 15 health did feel a little bit awkward before. I guess we're gonna find out if we need any healing while fighting level 12 enemies, because we are now level 12. And we will get nerfed experience versus the water elementals there. Decreased, as expected. Very good. Very good. Ultimately, we ended up with 228 water cards from that. So that'll do very nicely for our various magic-y businesses. Fist for that one. And that was just go there. We can also moisten the clay. It takes 3. Wonder if that is better experience. We do have the evocation level for that. So we might get good use of that. Do you have any of the other cards? Proper use of the cards is going to be something to consider. So plop those in with the water cards we already had. We have 293. And a few rare fist cards. This is up to 34. And then we have very little wind or earth cards. No fire cards. And 20 pieces of clay. Guess we could turn that into plates. That'd be a reasonable idea. Our food here. That'll save us an inventory space, or bank space rather. Yeah, let's just walk over and do that. Very, very satisfied with the high quality bronze mace. It is high quality, and that quality is very good. Did very well at smacking all those water elementals. Now that we're level 12, going for level 13 next, later, it is 3,800 experience in attack, strength, and defense. Then vitality, we are 4,700 away. So, based on the ratios that we've seen so far, I don't think we're going to get to 16 vitality on our way to level 13 melee combat. But it's going to continue going up, so that's alright. And there is a lot of things at level 12 for us to go try out. I think even a few things that have recipes we could learn. So that could be fun. I have to check if we have very many high quality bronze bars right now. If we want to make a high quality bronze other weapons. We already have the high quality plate armor. So we got that under control at least. I guess we might still need the shield. Depends if we end up using a two-handed weapon also. That is another thing to consider here. Lots of people hanging out over here, fighting the little rats. They're level 6. Those would not give us very good experience at this point, being twice their level. The nerfs really will add up in that case. Do we even get experience from incredibly low level opponents? We can find out. The rabbits are level 3. So attack a slime, that's a little do. Technically we could go fight a chicken, but that's slightly further out of the way. Yeah. Yep. It is an interesting mechanic, encouraging you to fight stronger enemies. Might still need to check if continuing to train strength is valuable. We'll heal more from the food, but again, we run back directly into the you're too high level and you get out leveled by enemies. So there's been plenty of balancing changes and all that, so we will see. But first up, what experience do we get from a level 2 when we are level 12? What are we talking here? How much XP? If we can kill it. 2.6 and 0.8. Yeah, that's not very good at all. We're getting 55 from the water elementals. So just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Continuing to grab some more dew here. That's still worth it. With how nice combat has been going, I don't think it's worth using them on combat. Still really looking at forging as our main issue skill. But depending on how things progress, we're going to be getting higher combat level. Might need some higher combat level stuff. We should probably already be able to make iron and all that. Just need like the recipes and whatever. Another interesting thing that could be added, be like a recipe book. Because as it stands, I don't even know what I don't know. Just have to test things out in all the situations. And make some plates. That's also good. Got a total level of 221. That's okay. Mining, still by far the highest level skill. 112,000. Yeah. Just a little bit of mining we've done. My goodness. Alright. Let's put that away. I don't know if we're gonna do more combat immediately. Could work on some other skills here too. Food is doing beautifully though. And we got these rats. Not gonna worry about that right now. I think we're looking good. Looking good. Maybe we see if we can work towards another quest. Get some requirements. See if there's any other lower level quests that we might be able to deal with. We dealt with a level 15 when we were level 10 or so previously. So maybe we could get up to some more shenanigans. I will look at my list next time. Goodbye.